Okay, boss. So before we get on to BW, like we're getting into basics of database, and from there we start up. So people who already know about database, you might feel it boring, but still, I'll run through that. Okay? So any database, whether it is MS Access or SQL Server, HANA, Oracle, anything it is, they must store data in form of table. ఎవడన్నా టేబుల్ పెట్టాల్సిందే, right? Yeah. So what is the table? It's like you'll have rows and what? Columns. Is a table. Set of rows and columns is referred as what? Table. Yeah. Now look at this. Now in this table now, this is what row is, and this is what the column is. Yeah. Yeah. And each row is also referred as a record. Okay. And is a table is a two-dimensional object. You only have two dimensions, either rows or what? Columns. Only two-dimensional objects. Okay. Now look at this. Look at the table here. Now look, I've got a table here, and every table will have something called primary keys. Now look at this. I've got agent code, agent name, working area, commission, and phone number. Yeah? I've got 5 columns in it. Okay. And how many rows I've got? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now when I got 5 rows, this table is all about information about an agent. Okay. Now when I say 5 rows, can I say I've got 5 agents? Now can I say each row in a table will represent the physical existence of the entity, of the object. When I say table is representing object called agent, and each row will represent the physical existence of the object, of the entity or agent, right? So I've got 5 agents, that's why I've got 5 rows or 5 records here. Clear? Now, now I've got a column like agent name or area, commission, and phone number and number, right? Now when I got 5 agents, I need to uniquely identify each and every agent. So if I use name, there be 2 agents with the same name? Possible, right? There could be possible that there could be 2 agents with the same name. So can I use the values of this column, agent name, as a unique column? No, right? Because there could be 2 agents with same name possibility. And working area, can I have 2? Look at this. Do I have 2 agents working in Bangalore bus? So that even this column values cannot be unique. Or same with commission, or same with phone number also. Yeah. Now what? So to uniquely identify each and every agent, I need to have one column value. Like say, now by using this agent code, can I identify them? So for each agent, I assign some unique numbers. By using this unique number of agent number, can I identify each and every agent here? So then I can call this column as primary keys. Okay. So primary key is nothing but a column where the values of the column can be used to uniquely identify each and every row or a record of the table. Table any rows, any records, unique ga oka row identify cheyalante oka primary key to identify cheyachu. If I say show me details of A001, so can you identify this? We will have unique record. If I show me details of agent A008, will have unique record again. That's how it is. So every table will have a primary key using which you can identify each and every row or a record of a table uniquely. Clear on this? That is what we call it as primary key. Clear on this, boss? Okay. Now look at this. I have a table like sales table where I've got sales order number, customer number, metal number. So like this is like this. Okay. When I say sales order, you're selling some products, and customer comes to you and places an order. So does he place an order for one product or multiple items? There's a possibility that you would place an order for multiple items. So this is a sales table of item level. For each item, you'll have one transaction, one record in this table. For a particular sales order, for a particular item in it, we'll have one record in this table. Okay. Look at this. I've got sales order number so and so, and it is raised by which customer? So and so, and this is a product, and what date, and what is the price, what is the quantity, what was the amount, and in which currency this sales order was raised or this transaction was performed. This is my table. So can I say sales table? This is my sales table. Now should this table have a primary key? Now tell me what could be primary key in this? Customer. Good. He says customer. Can one customer perform multiple sales transactions? Yes or no? So now when one customer perform multiple sales transactions, we are going to repeat this number. So now the customer number is going to be duplicate bus. So how can that be a primary key bus? Duplicate and each record it should be unique bus. It should be unique across all the records of my table. So how can the customer be primary key? Because if one customer can perform multiple transactions, and let's say if he performs 5 transactions, I'm going to store the same number 5 times. So it is not unique, right? So how can that be primary key bus? Next, sales order. Good. Now look at this. Can in one order can you place multiple items bus? Yes or no bus? Yeah. When you can place multiple items in one order, let's say, and each record is representing one item. So let's say my customer walks in and he places an order for 2 items. So I'll have 2 records here, but where the order number is same, sales order is same, but item will differ. Now look at this now. Look at this scenario here, 1011, 1011. Do I have 2 records with same order number, but different material bus? This was order for 102 and this was order for 101. So how can order number be primary key bus? Primary key ante throughout all the records of the table it must be unique bus. Then yeah.
None of them.
Yeah?
None of them are.
None of them. So now he says there is no column in a table which can uniquely identified as a primary key bus. So when you can't have a single column acting as primary key, we can go with combination. Now can you look at any combination of the columns can be unique throughout all the records of this table? Any combination bus? Yeah, excellent. It says sales order number and material number bus. If you look at the combination of these values, sales order number and material number together, can that be unique? Sales order number same unte, material number same unte. Material number same unte, sales order number different unte. Right? So in a scenario where a single column cannot be treated as a primary key, we can combine multiple columns together as primary key bus. We call that as composite key. When 2 or more columns together act as primary key, we call that as composite keys. So now in this case, I would say sales order number and material number both would be a primary key, and that becomes composite keys. And it is a limitation of the database that we can only have a composite key of max 16 columns only, not more than that. We can have a table with a composite key with max of 16 columns. Means you can combine maximum 16 columns together and make it as a primary key, not more than that. It's a limitation of the databases. Okay, boss? So do you understand what is composite key? When 2 or more columns together act as primary key, we refer it as what? Composite keys. Yeah? And maximum number of columns in a composite key is what? 16. Whether it is HANA, it's all same. Yeah? So this is how we look at this. So I'm going to have sales order number and material number together as what? Primary keys. Yeah? Good. Now next. Now look at this tables now. How many tables do I have here? I've got 2 tables. One is customer table, which stores all the details of the customer. I've got another table called sales transaction data, sales table, which stores all my sales order details in it. Okay. Now by looking at these 2 tables, tell me, you're able to see the data or no? Tell me who was the customer, what was the name of the customer who performed order number 1 bus, 1010. What is the name of the customer who has performed the transaction 4001010 bus? Pratap Cubex, how did I know? From this table, from this order number, I would know the customer number, and I go to this table from the number and I get the name of the customer. Done? Clear on this? So I'm linking 2 tables here to get my information what I want. To get the information what I want, I'm linking 2 tables. Yeah. So what we have done here is whatever the data we wanted to store in the database, we have split into 2 tables, not 1 table. We have stored customer details into 1 table, sales data into 1 table. My question is, why should I do this? Why don't I store the entire thing in same table? Yes or no? Yeah. Why should I split bus? Why don't I store all the data in a single table here? This is my 1 table here, and this is my let's discuss. So I got another table here. Yeah. So instead of splitting what into 2 tables, what I'll do? Let me store the customer details of 601 here itself. 602. Does this make sense? Yes or no? Yeah? So why don't I store this way? In what way performance? In fact, when I try to run a query on a single table, it is more faster. Because if I need to get the customer name from two tables, I need to write a query which will basically join two tables and then get my results. In fact, that will be more slow when compared to reading from a single table. Clear? Yeah. So what is the benefit I am getting when I store it this way and when I store it this way? Now look at this. Suppose, can one customer perform 1 lakh transactions, 1 lakh sales orders? Let's say this customer is performing 1 lakh transactions. So will I end up storing his customer details 1 lakh times like this? Yes or no? If I am storing all the data into single table, if the same customer performs 1 lakh transactions, will I end up storing this customer details 1 lakh times? Yes or no? So what is my problem here? Unnecessarily we are storing same data multiple times. We call that as data redundancy. Same data is stored again and again. It's of no use. Now, if I do this way now, if I just cut this out and let's say I hide this out. Now in this, if I have the same way now, the older way of having two tables, if my customer 600001 performs 1 million transactions, how many times will I store his name, address, contact details? Only once. Am I saving a lot of space? Yes or no? Yeah. That's the reason I was splitting into two tables. Did I make sense here? Why I am splitting information into two tables first? Look at this. So now there is a concept called foreign key. Now look at this. You understood about why did I split into two tables now? Look at this now. Now we need to understand something called foreign key. Look at this. When a primary key of one table takes part in the other table, we call it as foreign key. Now in customer table, what is my primary key? Customer number. And I am using this customer number primary key column into sales table. So that becomes what? This green column becomes what? Here it becomes foreign key. In this table, customer number is a primary key and the same primary key is used in the other table, that becomes what? Foreign key. Now with the help of primary key, foreign key, I am able to relate tables. I am able to establish referential integrity between tables first. Referential integrity ante, now look at this. Suppose let's say I don't have customer. Imagine I don't have this customer 6001 here. It should not allow me to insert a sales transaction with 6006. Now primary key customer table, if I don't have a customer 600006, in the sales table it should not allow me to insert a transaction with that customer. It should say there is no customer with this name. That is called referential integrity. Ante akkuduన్న customer say ikkada allow cheyali. That is called as referential integrity. Only values what is there in the primary key should be allowed into the foreign key, otherwise no. So with the help of primary key, foreign key, can I relate my tables? Can I establish a relationship between the tables? That is one. And can I also establish referential integrity between tables? Our table ఉన్న records దీంట్లో పడాలి, దాంట్లో ఉన్న customer keys రావాలి. But suppose, do I have any customer with customer number is say 999999 was no. So can I insert a sales transaction with 999999 customer bus? No. If you establish referential integrity, that's all, you should know that concept also. Referential integrity bus. Clear on this? Okay. So do you understand what is foreign key now? When a primary key of one table takes part in the other table, we call it as foreign key bus. Clear on this? Okay. Good. Now we need to understand these concepts of denormalized tables, normalized tables, and normalization. Now look at this. If I store all the data into single table, and where I see lot of data redundancy and wasting lot of database space, we call it as denormalized tables. So what is the problem with denormalized tables? I'm storing the same data with using lot of space. Am I wasting lot of database space here? Yeah. And that is called as denormalized table. A single big table with lot of data redundancy in it, we call it as denormalized tables. And when you go about splitting this table into multiple smaller tables and then start connecting them, we call them as normalized tables. Instead of having redundancy, you eliminate the data redundancy by splitting information into multiple smaller tables and start joining them with primary key, foreign key. We call it as normalized tables. Does make sense? Now, do you prefer storing data in a normalized fashion or denormalized fashion? Normalized. It does make sense. Look at this. If your intention is to store more data with less space, normalized. If that is not my intention, I need, irrespective of the data I want to get my analysis, then I can even get into denormalized also. But ultimately, in a normal, whenever you are designing a database for any application, you would prefer to make it more normalized. Okay, boss? When I said normalized, you should not find any redundancy. The data should be split across tables and then start joining them with what? Primary key and foreign key. Clear with this? Yeah. So now you understand what is denormalized tables and what do you mean by normalized tables. Now, whenever I refer, say, okay, this table is normalized data, there is no redundancy in it. When I said this table is denormalized data, you should see there is some redundancy in it. Okay, and the process of converting denormalized table to normalized tables, we call it as normalization. The process of converting a denormalized table into normalized tables, we call that as normalization. Actually, okay. And normally, if you look at the RDBMS concepts, you'll have something like Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 1, which comes out with some rules where you start, when you implement those rules, the database is completely normalized. We don't need to know those rules, but understand there is something called normalization through which you basically convert the denormalized tables to normalized tables. This is all done by a database architect. We are not so much worried on it. We only have to know the vocabulary. Primary key ante endi, foreign key ante endi, composite key ante endi, denormalized tables ante endi, normalized tables ante endi, normalization ante endi. Okay, so we don't have to get into the rules of but if you're interested, go to Google RDBMS normalization forms ante vachesi, you can just go through that. Next, so that part of database knowledge is enough. Daniki malli database networks avasam le, that's enough. Okay. Next, we are getting into slowly other terminologies now. See, SAP BW is an application. Now, do you understand when I say what do you mean by an application? When I am saying BW is an application. Yeah? It's a ready-made software what is designed and developed by SAP. Okay, and for which concept? Data warehousing as a concept. Data warehousing is a concept. ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తూ వాడు ఒక అప్లికేషన్ తయారు చేస్తున్నాడు బీడబ్ల్యూ అనేది. దట్స్ ఆల్. సో బీడబ్ల్యూ ఈజ్ అన్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ విచ్ ఇస్ డిజైన్డ్ ఆల్రెడీ డెవలప్డ్ బై ఎస్ఏపి ఫర్ ఇంప్లిమెంటింగ్ ది కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ డేటా వేర్హౌసింగ్. యూ జస్ట్ బై దట్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్, ఇన్స్టాల్ అండ్ యూజ్ ఇట్, అంతే. నువ్వు మళ్ళీ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసి కొత్త తయారు చేసేది ఏం లేదు. ఆల్రెడీ తయారు చేసి పెట్టాడు, కొనుగోలు, ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవాలి, వాడుకోవాలి. రైట్? So since it is an application, we should understand what do you mean by an application. Now try to look at this. Whenever you refer to application, it must have four things. Look at this: programming language, database, OS, and then say what? Concept. Yeah. Now let's try to understand this part. Yeah. Simple. Let's say you trying to do this way. Yeah. Let's say you're trying to develop some application for processing the bills in some supermarket. Okay, supermarket undi. Let's say now they're basically recording all the billing through some books. Okay, so that it is very slow. They want to speed up the billing process because they see a very, very big queue. So they would like to speed up the billing process by using some software. So they approach some software company and they start developing an application for them. Yeah. So what I do, let's say I am trying to develop an application with VB, Visual Basic, and some Oracle as a backend. So, and let's say what I do is I design some screen like this. What I do, I design some screen where you'll have date untundi. You'll have a text box which gets date in the 17/4/2015 and date untundi. Let's see, here you'll have bill amount, total amount untundi. Default will be 0.00 అని ఉంటుంది. As and when she Okay, I'll have bill amount like that, and then I'll have a grid like this, which will say serial number. Then I'll say serial number, and then say particulars of the product, and then I'll have what quantity, and let's say what price, and we'll basically have a complete grid, because in one billing you can have multiple items, right? She'll be scanning through and it will be formulating it, and she'll have a button like say she'll have a button like what say she'll just have a button like save. So this is, I just designed some front end screen like this, and this screen will be used by the sales girl who is processing all the billing transactions in the supermarket. Supermarket lo she'll be processing billing. She'll just have the screen in front of her and she'll be processing the transactions, right? So let's say you've developed this application. Who is using this application? The sales girl, right? And sales girl is interacting with this application with which screen? This is a screen. Yeah, we call that as user interface. It's a screen through which my end user is interacting with the application. We call that as user interface, UI. So sales girl is actually the user of my application. నేను అప్లికేషన్ తయారు చేస్తే తను వాడుతుంది. తను వాడేటప్పుడు ఏ స్క్రీన్ వాడుకుంటుంది? She uses this screen. Yeah? So this is called user interface screen. Okay, let's say I've not written any code. I wanted a screen something like this, and when she enters all the details like serial number 1, 2, 3, something like say book or something, and say pen, and then say pencil, and say quantity 1, 2, 5, something, and say price is 12. Simple guess, na calculation 10. Okay, 20, and say what 30. So total automatically the amount should change to what? Either 10 or 40 or 120. So 160. And total bill amount wrong. So what double is started, okay. Then she clicks on this button, save. Then what should happen? All this billing data should go and sit into some database. Let's say in the backend, database pet. I was using some Oracle in the backend. Now a backend database undi. In this database, I have some table. Okay, let's say like I just use Oracle database. In Oracle database, I have one table. Let's say billing table. Oh, e table ఏమవుతుంది? When she clicks on this button save, it will collect all the details like say date of the transaction, items, item description, quantity, price, and amount, and also let's say you have customer mobile number తీసుకుంటారా? Let's say that all those details will go and get into some get saved into some table like that. Right? Let's say there's also another requirement of application. Let's say my administrator, like say shop owner logs in, and he wanted only a single button like this. When he clicks that button, he should see all the daily transactions. He'll have a button like say show me daily transactions. When he click that, I should read all the billing data from the table and then show him these are the transactions. He'll be monitoring the business. This is the requirement. Clear in this bus? So what I'll do now is to design this front end screen, the user interface. Let's say I use VB, Visual Basic. I can use some programming language, VB, C++, Java, something I use. Okay? I'll be using Visual Basic as my front end programming language to design the screen. Like I'll do a drag and drop down text box, all this. Yeah. And then to store the data in the backend, I'll use some Oracle database. In the Oracle database, first I'll design the database. Any tables undali to store this data of this application. How many tables I need? What all table to be linked up? I'll do a design of the database, and I've got database in the backend. I've got front end screen now. Then what I should do? I should implement the logic of these buttons. Okay. And can I call that as application logic? That is save all, clear all, and that is the logic of the application. So again, for implementing logic, I use this programming language, right? So I'm using this programming language to design the front end screen and to implement the application logic, and I'm using a database to store my data in the backend, right? And I'm using some programming language for front end and the logic, and database for storing the data, and using these two, I'm developing an application bus. So I'll give an exe file for the sales girl. She'll just go to the desktop and she double clicks on the exe file, and the screen is opened up and she runs it. She types in the data and then clicks on save. Yeah. So should that exe file run on OS? whatever the application you've designed, can that run without OS bus? So OS is necessary to run your exe files, yeah. Then for what did I design this application? Endukosam chesam inta andhadadu? For processing billing transactions in the supermarket. That's the concept. Right? That's a concept. There's definitely some reason behind which we are developing application for. For what are we developing this application? For processing the billing transactions. That is called as concept. Right? Now look at this. So every application would have all these four: programming language, database, OS, and then concept. What is the purpose of programming language? To design the front end screen and the logic, application logic, and to store all your data, we need to have a database, and to run this exe files as the server, we need to have what? The OS, and the concept is nothing but the reason for which we have designed this application for. Endukosam ee application tayaru chesinam ante concept. Right? Now same way when I say BW is an application, it must have programming language, database, OS, and then concept. Yes or no? So the programming language used for developing BW is ABAP. ABAP is a proprietary language of SAP, which is built with C and C++, but that's the ABAP is a proprietary language of SAP that is used to develop every product of SAP. Okay, boss? All the products like BW, CRM, ECC, APO, all those are developed using ABAP as a language. And to store, you need to have some database, right? We can install with any database you want. When I buy the BW software, when I'm installing, first what I do, I would install the database, then install BW on top of the database. So when I'm installing, I can install with any database I want. I can install BW with HANA, I can install BW with Oracle, I can install BW with SQL Server, I can install BW with DB2, any database I want. It's open. Depends on the client requirements, which one is compatible with. Okay, boss? And then you run in OS, generally you have servers running on Unix or Linux, or it can be running on Windows also possible. Yeah? And what is the concept for BW then? Data warehousing. Do you understand what is BW, what is data warehousing? Yeah, data warehousing is a concept, and BW is application implementing that concept of data warehousing. అంటే డేటా warehousing అంటే ఏమేమి చేయగలగల్లో అవన్నీ BW తో చేయొచ్చు. అది పాయింట్. డేటా warehousing అంటే పలానా కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉందన్న అవన్నీ చేసినట్టుగా అవన్నీ కాన్సెప్ట్ చేసినట్టుగా BW సాఫ్ట్వేర్ తయారు చేసేసాను. సో యూ కెన్ డూ ఆల్ ది ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ డేటా warehousing యూజింగ్ BW. అది పాయింట్. Clear? Okay, now look at this. So when you say data warehousing, now we should understand what is data warehousing. Yeah? It's basically three things. Okay, ETL part, which deals with what? Extracting data from different systems and storing, or nothing but modeling your data containers. Yeah, and then reporting. So extraction, modeling, reporting, these three together we call it as data warehousing. So whenever you say data warehousing, it should have the flex. Any data warehousing applications should have flexibility of extracting data from different heterogeneous, same legacy, anything it is, any system we should be able to extract, store the data, model your data, or model your data containers and store data into those, and then start doing reporting on it. And BW is an end-to-end data warehousing solution. BW can be used for extraction, modeling, and reporting use. SAP BW is an end-to-end data warehousing solution which can extract, allow you for modeling, allow you for reporting also. So BW has got tools and techniques or methodologies available in BW which can help you to do what? ETL, which can help you to do modeling, which can help you to do reporting. అంటే డేటా warehousing అంటే ఇవన్నీ చేయగలిగిన కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉందన్న అవన్నీ చేసినట్టుగా BW సాఫ్ట్వేర్ తయారు చేయించాడు ఎవడు? SAP వాడు. అది కాన్సెప్ట్. మనం అది వాడుకోవాలి, ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలి, మనం ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయడం వాడుకోవడం. మరి ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసి వాడుకోలేదు, మరి నా పని ఏంది? If I am able to buy the BW software and install it, and if end user is able to use it, then what do I do? Once he installs it, he cannot use it directly. This BW system has to be customized as per my user requirement. The customization is done by BW consultant as Manam. It's all done by us. So your customer would buy the BW software, we would install a database, install a BW software. As it is plain, nothing in it. We'll have to start customizing it, all the extractors or cubes, DSOs, reports, we all customize it and then give it to the users. So all the customization of BW is all done by us, as a BW consultant. Clear in this course? Yeah. Yeah. So before we go further, again you should understand this terminology of what is, because we frequently use these terms, master data, and we use a term called transaction database. Now try to understand this terminology first. You need to understand this, very very important. What do you mean by business first? What do you mean by business? బుక్లో డెఫినేషన్ వద్దన్న బిజినెస్ అంటే ఏంటి ఐడెంటిఫైయింగ్ ది నీడ్ అండ్ రీచింగ్ కెన్ ఐ సే లైక్ సే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ గో టు సమ్ స్మాల్ పాన్ షాప్ అండ్ ఆస్క్ వ్యాపారం ఎట్టుందన్న బిజినెస్ ఎట్లుందనంటే ఏముందని ఏం లేదన్నాడు ఏమన్నంటే ఎవరు కొనలేదు అమ్మలేదు అంటే ఈ ఫీల్స్ బిజినెస్ యాజ్ ద ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ వాట్ ఇట్ డూ ఆర్ ఇఫ్ ఆస్కింగ్ వాట్ బిజినెస్ డూ యూ డూ ఏముందన్నా 5 రూపీస్ కొంటారా 6 రూపీస్కి అమ్ముతున్నా రూపాయలు లాభం ఉంటుంది అంటే వాట్ ఈస్ ఈ ఎక్స్ప్లెయినింగ్ మీ ఈజ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయినింగ్ మీ ఆల్ ద ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ వాట్ ఇట్ డస్ yeah so can I say when I say business it's all about set of transactions or business activities what we do. Can I define it like this? So whenever refer it as business I can say set of activities or transactions what we do in it, and depending on the type of business, depending on the scale of the business, the transactions will differ. For example, if I'm doing if you look at a business in a manufacturing industry like say pharma, what do you do? You get an order from the customers. Based on the order you raise a purchase requisition, get the raw materials, bring it, do a plant maintenance production, then the quality check is done, then you start issuing the goods. So getting the order from the customer is one transaction, and issuer purchase order like production order is one transaction, and checking the quality management is one set of transactions, and issuing the goods like through delivery is it one transactions. If you look at service company, it could be of different transactions. So depending on type of business, scale of business, you will have different variety of transactions. Clear? Okay. Clear in this? Yeah. Now what is the transaction? Now for example, he was telling me buying and selling, right? When I ask him what is buying means, what he says, I just buy some product from some supplier and then for this some price. Yeah. So if you look at this definition, he says there is a supplier, there is a product, and the shop owner. These three people are interacting and they're performing an event, and that's what we refer it as a transaction. Right? So each supplier is one object, one entity. Product is one object, one entity. Shop owner is one entity. These three entities interact with each other and they perform an event, and which is what we refer it as a transaction. Existence of entity is not my business. They should come and interact, only then there is an event, and this event set comes to what? As a business. Clear this? So when two or more entities interact with each other and they perform an event, and that is what my transaction is. Any transaction you take, let's say if I look at my purchase order, let's say if I look at sales order, I've got a customer, I've got my own company and asking for some product, all these three interacting and then giving me a transaction. Any transaction you take, at least you'll have two entities involving it. Clear? Okay. Now what is an entity? It could be any name, place, animal thing, any noun. Okay. Name, place, animal thing could be an entity. Let's say table, it is an entity. Elephant is an entity. Dog is an entity. Anything is an entity. Okay. Name, place, animal thing is an entity. Any object which we can use it to perform some work, or which we can use it to perform some work. So if it can work by itself, fine. Or which we can use it to perform some work is also an entity. Okay. Any object which can do work by itself, or which we can use it to perform some work is an entity. Any noun, name, place, animal thing becomes an entity. Customer, product, salesperson, shop owner, for you to understand, sales region, country, every object, name, place, animal thing, everything becomes an entity for you. Clear on this? Now you know about what is transaction, what is entity, right? Now let's come to that master data and transaction database. Look at this. Detailed information about any entity is what we refer to as master database. Let's say I have an entity called customer. Detailed information about customer is customer master database. Let's say I have an entity like product. Detailed information about product is product master database. Let's say I've got entity like country. Detailed information about country details is what my country master data. Okay. So detailed information about any entity which is getting involved into my business is what we refer it as master database. Then what is transaction database? Okay. If I look at some data and I understand an event, like say I say like this, say there was a sales order with 1001. It was performed by customer C1. He purchased the product P1 at quantity 5 and the price 6, and then so total value of the order is 30. By looking at this data, do you understand there's some event happened? That is transaction database. If you look at some data which represents an event or which represents a transaction, I call that as what? Transaction database. Understand? So clear with what is master data and what is transaction database? Yeah. So when it comes to BW, so we already know the basic principle of BW. What is that you do? You extract data from different source, store it, and then do reporting. So are we going to extract master data or are we going to extract transaction database? Both. We are going to extract master data, we are going to extract transaction data, and then consolidate and then do reporting. Endukante? Why? What does it make sense? Now look at this. Now you have observed a medical shop. Generally, you see they place dairy milk and then chocolates at the front of the table. Why? నోటీస్ చేసేది మనం చూసి ఏం చేస్తాం ఏం చేయాలి చేంజ్ లేదు అది కాదు జనరల్గా ఎందుకు పెడతారంటే జనరల్లీ వెన్ యూ గో టు బై సమ్ మెడిసిన్స్ యూ వెన్ యూ బ్రింగ్ చిల్డ్రన్ ఓకే వాడు చాకెట్ చూసి ఏడుస్తాడు దాన్ని అడుగుతాడు డెఫినెట్లీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు బై ఇట్ అని అంటే ఈజ్ ఇంప్రూవింగ్ హిస్ బిజినెస్ బై అనలైజింగ్ ద కస్టమర్ సో వెన్ లుక్ అట్ అనాలిసిస్ యూఆర్ అనలైజింగ్ వాట్ Are you analyzing sales or are you analyzing customer? You're analyzing the subject, you're analyzing the entity by using the transactions. ఇప్పుడు నేను అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తాను ఈ చాక్లెట్స్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ సరిగ్గా లేవు పిల్లలు వస్తున్నారు మన చాక్లెట్స్ వెనక్కి పెట్టడం కనబడడం లేదు తెచ్చి ముందు పెడతాం సో ఐఎమ్ అనలైజింగ్ హూమ్ సబ్జెక్ట్ ది నథింగ్ బట్ ది కస్టమర్ బై యూజింగ్ మై ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ సో ఐ బేసిక్లీ అనలైజ్ మై సబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఓకే బై యూజింగ్ ది మెజర్స్. Like say I'm measuring on the sales volume, I've analyzed the customer and then I'm taken a decision to move this dairy milk to front. That's the point. Chinna decision ante. That was done on the analysis of the customer. Clear in this? So yeah. So basically, entities is something what we analyze. We analyze entities, okay, by using the transaction data. That's how it is. So you bring in entity master data information, you bring in transaction data. So you basically analyze the subjects. The major subject who affects your business is what? Entity. Your business would affect just sort of entities because entities affect transaction becomes business. So major part of affecting is what? From the entities. So we have to analyze the subjects. Actual business subject is what my entities. We analyze those entities by using the transactions performed by those entities. ఇప్పుడు కస్టమర్ని అనలైజ్ చేయాలి వాడు చేసిన ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ బట్టి వాడు అనలైజ్ చేస్తాం ఐఎమ్ గోట్ యూజ్ ద ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ బట్ అనలైజ్ వాట్ అనలైజ్ ద కస్టమర్ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ అది యూ షుడ్ నో దట్ ఓకే కంటిన్యూ సమ్ మోర్ టైమ్ ఇట్స్ ఓకే or we'll stop it. So tomorrow we'll have to get into this architecture and then slowly we'll get into more functional architecture about understanding what all different objects we have in BW, what is the purpose of each of this object, how do we leverage it, is what we'll get into this. Okay, was fine? Yeah? Fine. And see, the class will be only working days, okay? So tomorrow there's no class, it will be on Monday again, yeah? Fine, thanks.